My name's Scott Piatkowski. I'm running for City Councillor in Ward 8. With the expanded number of wards and a number of incumbents not offering themselves for re-election, this election really offers an unprecedented opportunity for us to change the direction of the city for many years to come. I think it's important, therefore, that people pay attention more to this election, that they do their research, that they talk to candidates and ask them tough questions, and obviously that they show up to vote. I'm confident that if people look at my record of community service and where I stand on the major issues in this campaign, that they will decide to support me on October 25th. I think if people are asking you for your vote, it's more than fair for you to ask them what kind of community involvement they've had up until this point. I've been involved in this community since I was a teenager, trying to make the city of Kitchener a better place to live. Currently, I sit on the advisory committee for the local Environmental Action Fund and on the Community Grants Review Committee. I chair the Region of Waterloo Cycling Committee. I was a minor soccer coach for over 10 years. I was president of the Local AIDS Committee, sat on the board of the Housing Authority, and was on the steering committee for my neighborhood association for 3 years. I really see running for city council as the natural extension of this community involvement, and I think that as a city councillor, this community involvement will serve me very well. I work in a helping profession, so I'm used to hearing about people's problems and doing whatever I can to solve them. But more importantly, I've also frequently been a critic of city council, and that has given me an appreciation for the role that the critic plays in the political process. As a councillor, I won't see criticism as an obstacle to progress. I actually will see it as an essential part of the dialogue between the city and its citizens. I think it's a real tragedy that only 25% of Kitchener voters bothered to show up in the last election. That's one of the worst turnouts in the province. What concerns me even more is that no one at City Hall seems to want to do anything about it. Yes, City Council did appoint a committee to study the matter, but that committee met only 3 times and not even once since 2007. I can't see voter turnout in 2010 being any higher than it was in 2006. I have a lot of ideas on how to increase voter turnout. Why, for example, don't we have more advanced polls and in more locations? Why can't people in Kitchener vote securely on the internet like they do in other cities? As a city councillor, I'm going to be making voter turnout one of my key issues, and I'm confident that we can increase voter turnout for 2014, even if it's too late to do so for 2010. I don't think you can be a parent today without also being an environmentalist. From the way I live my life to the choices I make in terms of where I devote my volunteer time, to the materials I'm using in this campaign, I always try to pay attention to my impact on the planet. That's not going to change when I become a city councillor. Obviously, the opportunity to get some new faces on city council is welcome, but I think it's also important that we pay attention to who is getting elected, that they know what they're doing when they get there. I've served on a number of city and regional committees. I've been a delegation before city council on more than a dozen occasions, and I've been paying attention to local politics for as long as I can remember. In other words, I know my way around City Hall, but I'm not part of the status quo. I'm Scott Piatkowski, and I approve this message.